It's a brand new day. It's a beautiful one that the Lord has made. Begin the brand new day with new hope, new determination. And at the end of the day, you will find out that you achieve whatever success you want to achieve, whatever success you're planning, you're aiming, you're believing, and you think it's the best thing for you to actually run your way through to success. Because one thing about life is what it said, as you lay your bed, so will you lay on it. So as you lie on it, you should also know that I want to sleep. It is not when you have a water bed. Imagine someone who is aiming and believing that I want to have a water bed. And because I want this water bed now, I will need to work hard to get the water bed. You have a reason for choosing a water bed. And so for whatever it is that you intend to do, you intend to achieve, you project on, just be determined, be focused, have this new hope that this new day is set for you to do great and mighty, accomplishments. And at the end of the day, you smile. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Kenya. Good morning all over the world, wherever you're joining us from. This is Lagos State, Nigeria, and this is Galaxy Television. We're coming up from Lagos here in Ikeja. And it's Galaxy Television because we're always seeking and looking out for the stars. This is Family and Values, a program that is set for you and I to always put a tap on ourselves, especially our young ones, to remind them, to let them know that this is how it unveils itself. This is how it presents itself. This is how we should do it. This is how we have been doing it. Yes. But as much as we have the civilization and the digitalization of things around us, we still need to implement and inculcate certain values into our life so that our future will continue to come and shine brighter and brighter as we so want peace around us. Welcome to the station. My name is Olori Adejoke. At the beginning, my friends call me Olori AJ. And, I just want you to do one thing for me. Just be on the lookout. Yes. Because we're on the go. Many have been asking what is happening to your DSTV. What's up? I said, see, that DSTV, it's working. But as much as it's working, it's better for us to stay tuned with our data to be on the go. Just download the KLIC mobile app. Our Start Time family, a big shout out to you, and also to our Facebook family, the Twitter family. We have also a YouTube channel. You can also sit and just tap into it, and we're good to go. So let's rock today's and this morning's show by just staying tuned and just be on the focus mind as we share, we relate. Because my guest is already available, joining us very soon this morning. And I know you don't want to miss this. Anyway, you don't want to miss it. So let's go for our mini feature. But before we go for the mini feature, for those who are celebrating today, I want to wish you the very best of today. A big shout out to a darling young boy in my church, Oluwatobiloba Oyejide. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday and happy celebration to you. And I pray that God, who has destined you for many to love you from now, will continue to be with you, that many will still continue to love you, will be, a signature of all eyes to generations yet unborn. Your generation will be blessed through you. And to everyone celebrating today, the 15th day in the month of April 2025, happy birthday, happy anniversary, many more fulfilling new and many more beautiful landmark celebrations. All of us. A big shout out to everyone in the studio, all the cameramen, from Moyo, Crown, to Sunny. Raphael is not here. And to Otumba, thank you for always being here. And thank you to our supervising officer, Mr. Teslim Ajayi, for always being there to put taps on us. Don't worry, my baby girl is not here this morning, but I'm sure you're going to, have no need to say she's not here. So let's go for our mini feature. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. The television and the program is Family and Values. Some time ago, I think 2 weeks ago, we talked about the role of fathers. What are your role as a father? What is that role that you need to play? What are those roles that you need to play, as a father? And we had a very comprehensive and detailed information because the person was able to deliver because it was live here with us in the studios. This morning, Oluremi Lawal is on Zoom. Is via Zoom. This morning is joining us via Zoom and is our guest. This morning we are talking about what is my motherly role? What is my motherly role? As a mother, what am I, apart from giving birth, apart from taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, nurturing them, helping my husband, preparing the meals, making sure everyone is in, what are those other roles women ought to play? And from the mini feature, I'm sure some will like, it's not only this one women do now. They do more now. Yeah, in short, some are even husband, in the making. So, Oluremi Lawal is going to trash all this as he joins us this morning. He is a writer, he's an author, is also a parenting coach. And that's why I needed him to actually help us with this. I don't want a woman to deal with us. I don't want to be partial because it's my gender. I say, you know how to pamper yourself. Oluremi, you're welcome. It's so good to have you this morning. How is Ibadan? How is the city of Ibadan? Look at this man. He's looking fresh. Look at him. He's looking fresh. It's so good to have you. Thank you for always joining us. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Welcome. Okay, so I want to ask Oluremi. I have lots of questions for you. So I want you to just put it through and let's just rock this boat together. Unfortunately, Joy is not here this morning, but we are going to have a wonderful time. So I want to ask, who is a mother? Who is a mother?
Okay. A mother is first and foremost a human being. A mother is primarily a human being. So you are first a human before your other roles are specified. Hence, I would want mothers this morning to first consider themselves as humans before they begin to highlight their other roles. Now, your other role as a mother stems from you having accomplished yourself as a human, established yourself as a human. Let me say this, I might forget if I don't say it now. There are loads and loads of women I know, at the end of their life, all that will be written about them is that she lived, married, and had children, and nothing more will be added to it. And that will be a sad testament, very sad story, that all that will be said about a human being that was created the way every other human was created, all that will be said about her is that she lived, got married, had children, and there it ended. That's it. And that's not how you were created to be. So, as a mother, what are your roles? First and foremost, accomplish all that you were set out to do as a human being. See yourself first as a human being. What differentiates you between you and the male figure are the features. And those features are there because of the role you are here to carry out, because of the differences in roles, like we spoke about the last time when we were talking about the fatherly roles. So today we're talking about motherly role. And I did say then that we are not different in essence. We are just different in roles. So the only thing you need to look at is just to take a look at everything I said a man should do, and then look at what are the roles that a woman should carry out, those things that a man cannot do. Like a man cannot get pregnant, a woman can. Now, to cap it all up, the nature that a woman has made her a nurturer. A woman is for nurture. Hardly does anything die in the hands of a good woman. If you put a woman in an environment that looks dying, just leave a woman and leave her by herself. You will come back and meet life. Woman is a life giver. A woman is a life giver. And until we begin to
I want
understand
to
ourselves
ask
from
this.
that.
Oluremi, I want to ask you this now. Can you now share with us what it entails to be a mother? What does it entails, and what are the responsibilities? Because you said a woman is first of all a human being, someone who should nurture,
Yes.
someone who, you know,
Yeah.
nothing must die in the hands of a true woman, a mother, a true mother. Let me put it that way. So can you please share with us what does it entails, and what are the responsibilities that come with being a mother?
All right. In my years of experience, I am telling you the things that uproots the womanhood from being a mother, and that's why there is need for me to lay these foundations. You can successfully be a mother according to every understanding that we all can get, both dictionary, Google, and every other places. Will tell you that to be a mother is to have biological, go through the biological means, but it is not totally true. You can be a mother without having children. So the first role of a mother is that you're a nurturer, and you're not essentially nurturing your biological seeds. So as a nurturer, you have a lot of things to nurture, but the foundational place that you start from is the fact that you are first a helper. So, and when you're helping, there is need for you to know, what am I helping you for? So as a mother, you are helping, and you're going to be helping generations. So you need to understand what you are helping with. So if I'm calling you, please come and help me, you don't just jump at the request. You sit back and have an understanding of what that request entails, to know if you have what it takes to carry it out to the letter. So as a helper and a nurturer, you need a foundational understanding of what you're helping with and what you're nurturing. You need a complete understanding of what you are helping with and what you are nurturing. So as a mother, you come into a space first to help, and then second to nurture. First to help, and then second to nurture. I'm just going to be giving them in bullet points this morning so that we can be able to cover enough.
Okay, thank you so much. The next question I want to ask is this. As a mother, sometimes mothers find it difficult to balance their being disciplined, bringing the disciplinarian acts of them, and also expressing their love. How should a mother, work between these two? Discipline and the love they have for their children, for their home, for the family. Is it just about their children, or it carries more as a mother? Just you said the first thing you said when I was asking the second question was that it doesn't have to be a woman that birthed that person that brings to birth. Sometimes you may not bring to birth, but because you are a mother, it is an inborn thing. That's what you're trying to say. So how do we balance the love and the discipline aspects of being a mother? And does it just stay with your own children alone, your primary zone, or it is extended anywhere you find yourself?
It is extended anywhere you find yourself as a mother. And like I said, you're not just a mother to your own biological seeds alone. And let me even get a bit different with this. That if I pay so much attention to parenting my own child as a mother, now forgetting that my child that I'm parenting would have to intermeddle with other children from other backgrounds. So whatever it is I have done with my child, these other children were going to have impact on my own child. So if I have the opportunity to parent other people's children, it is a great one I must embrace with all my strength. So as a mother, you are a mother to so many. I'm sure we all know Mother Teresa. Nobody knows the name of her children, But we have record of so many children she had that she nurtured who were not her biological children. So that is it for a mother. And then again, you talked about love. Naturally, women exemplify love. But there is this misconception, and it was, embedded in them from childhood. Women were made to believe that things must be done for them. Hence, most times they hold back their hands even when they can do it for themselves. And it's important for them to experience love first from themselves before they can be able to define it when it's coming from someone else. But most women don't do this. They don't get to that point where they understand what real love is, which is why they are quite emotional. When they expect that you should stretch a hand in their direction and you don't do it, the next thing is that the woman breaks down and then considers that you don't love her. So when it comes to loving, anytime you see a woman being aggressive with her children, it's not about those children. It is not. So as a therapist, what we do is we try to understand all that is happening around them. We know that for her to extend aggression to the child she bore for 9 months and almost died trying to put to bed, you understand, there must be something to it that meets the ordinary eye. So we don't look at their aggression to their children. We trace the source of the aggression. The child is just a victim of that aggression. The child is not the source of the aggression. There's this competition I do with women. Can you get your children ready for school for 1 month without shouting? Well, nobody has won that prize since we started. Nobody. And the truth is, we try to do this so that you can put your children in the proper emotional frame for that which you're setting them to do. Let them go to school, upbeat. But the difficulty there is this woman has her heart loaded with a lot. She is the one who went to the market. She is the one who prepared water for the children to take their bath. She is the one who sorted their clothes. She is the one who had to sweep the house. She is the one who is, encumbered with everything. There is no support from anywhere. So she would lash out. There are vibrations, energy inside her that she needs to let out. And when it comes to emotion, we express it on the person we feel more powerful than. At the moment, she is more powerful than, over any other person, just on her children. That's why you see them, they lash out on those children. So it is not that they don't love those children. Am I saying there are no wicked mothers? No, there are, who will just naturally, like Scorpion, will sting for any reason. Scorpion does not need any good or bad reason to sting. A scorpion will just sting you because it's in the nature of a scorpion to sting. Yes, I'm not saying there are no bad women, but it's very rare, like 1,000 to 1, even 1,000 to 1,000,000, who would naturally do evil to their children. But in the nature of a mother, there is love, which is the reason why you hear them. I would not leave this, abusive marriage because of my children. It is only women that will do that.
Okay, you were almost going into my other question, but before we take that question, it's time for us to go for our word of marble. I'm sure you'll be interested in this one, so please let's go for our word of marble break. We'll be right back. Viewers at home, stay tuned. Let's just take this word and we'll be right back. Thank you. It's still family and values, and we've been discussing with our parenting coach and author and a writer, Oluremi Lawal, all the way from Ibadan, joining us live via Zoom. And our topic this morning is, what is my motherly role? It's not just about giving birth. It's not just about taking them to school, cooking the food, cleaning the house, cleaning your husband's clothes and all that. And I believe Oluremi is still going to come to the angle of, the partnership and every other thing. I'm sure it's going to go to that. But, from our word of marble, Oluremi, I know you have something to say. A mother is she who takes the role of all other, who can easily slide into all others' role, but she, our own, space, it's very difficult for you to step into her shoes. Do you agree with that? Because I know you always have a contrary opinion.
No, I don't have any contrary. I have lots of women that I'm working with presently who are doing everything a man should have done. The last time I was in your studio when we were discussing men, you remember I told you that men should not gloat. There is nothing you're doing that the woman cannot do or that she has not been doing before you met her. So whatever a woman allows you to do for her is a privilege. It's something she can do for herself. And if you marry a woman and she's no longer able to do for herself what she was doing for herself before you met her, then you were the reason she stopped doing it or the reason she's not able to do them again. So back or forth, it is still the fault of the man, not the woman, because before I met her, she had the capability to fend for herself. So meeting her, if she gives me the privilege to fend for her, it's an honor, not a right, even though it's a right, but then it's an honor that she's allowing me. However, you spoke about partnership. You see, there's something about women. I told you, put a woman in a situation where things are not, proper, she would manage it well. They are good managers. And as a mother, they manage things well. See, if all you have, in all honesty, is 1,000 naira in this economy, give it to a woman, she will give you a fantastic soup. But if you keep lying to a woman, give her 100 million naira, it will not be enough for a pot of soup. She will keep troubling you because give a woman anything, she will multiply it for you. A woman is an incubator. So give a woman small trouble, small quarrel, she will give you trailer load of trouble. But if you give her small peace, she will give you peace of mind everywhere. So in any way you want to flip it, it boils down to what you give. From what you give, that's what you will get. So you just know it's okay. Since if I give a woman small, she will give me big. Let me just withdraw small trouble so she doesn't give me big. So it won't cost you anything to overlook certain things. And don't forget, when it comes to women, they are emotionally driven based on circumstances. There are women that when they are going through their monthly flow, their emotions will be here and there. They begin to go off and on. As a man, you must understand it. When a woman is going through ovulation, her emotion is not the same as the woman you met last Monday. So you need to understand it. Observation is one of the things we require to deal with women, to exist in their space peacefully. If you cannot be observant, you will keep having trouble come your way all the time. When things are not going right, the closest to the woman or to the mother, whether a child, a husband, a nephew, a brother, or whatever, will feel it. When a woman is not in the right frame of mind, everything around her will definitely feel it. And it's just for you to know that, okay, something is not right. Like I said the last time, I'm repeating it. We should label women less. Yes, there are isolated cases, but we cannot have sweeping generalization and say because woman B did this, then all the women in the 26 alphabets are the same. No, there is no one size fit it all. But there are women that you can set aside to say, okay, this is this person, but that does not tell us the way mothers behave. So in terms of partnership, if you allow her to partner with you, your woman will give you words. They may not know how to present it. Let me say this. Before you got married, you had friends who never saw anything wrong in what you're doing, not your wife. Your friends saw what you were doing that was not right. But because they are just your friends and your paddy me, just paddy, they can't. But your wife is seeing it different, knowing that we are in this together. If you fail, it's my failure. If you succeed, it's my success. So she is going to scrutinize everything, and that will get you angry as a man. And don't forget, they are incubators. Their job is to dissect, remove what is not necessary, and keep what is necessary. But in doing that, the man will feel, disrespected at what I gathered as a man. You're dropping it. Who are you? No, that's her role. That is her role. So in partnership, if you allow her to partner with you, believe me, a lot will go well. I can begin to mention names of people who are doing business jointly with their wives, and you need to hear about the success. Sonny Ojegbase, late now, was doing with his wife. The owner of, let me just mention his name, Larry Zamoje. His business name is a combination of his name and that of his wife. Go and check the success. I've followed him for over 20 years. Go and check the success. The list, I mean, there's somebody who is into real estate right now. The name of that company is a combination of the name of the man and his wife. And both of them share office. These are people I know. So if you think that bringing your wife into the space is going to be scrutinizing a lot, that means you yourself, you have some problem. You have questionable characters that we should be looking at. But back to women, your role as a mother, you're a nurturer. It's not going to come easy. You want people to do things that you know that's right. But they are yet to agree with it that it is right. So as a mother, you must learn presentation skill. That's where we have the problem. Every mother should learn how to market her ideas so you get less disagreement with people.
A question now. I want to find out, how can a mother's role affect a child's future? How can a mother's role, how can it affect a child's future?
That's a one program topic. In fact, it can destroy a child's future. And I can tell you today, 90% of children whose destinies were destroyed happened because of a woman. Most times when you judge the man for leaving home or divorcing the wife, you try to look at it passionately, that it must have been the man. We are not looking at the woman. And most women who are going through divorce, separation, or abusive marriages, it comes to them. And like I said, when a woman is emotionally dysregulated, she takes it out on everything around her, including the children. So most women are responsible for the destruction of the destiny of children than men have done. And we also have it on record that most women have been responsible for most of the successes children have today than men do. Do not forget their DMs. It's their mother. The Wesleys, it was their mother. I mean, we can go on and on to talk about women who, despite their challenges in their marriages, knelt down and won great destinies for their children. So, regardless of what you may be going through, your children are innocent in all of this. I don't think you should bring them in. And in bringing them in, even when you say, okay, I'm not leaving this marriage because of them, you don't constantly shove it in their faces or into their mouths. Look at what your father did. That's how your stupid father, you're culturing them to be stupid children. Even though you're pointing it out that their father was stupid, indirectly, you were telling them to be stupid themselves, because in a bid to defend you as the mother, those children will grow up and pick up stupid acts. Because in their subconscious, it is embedded there that no man should treat a woman badly. And then they become mean to men and become mean to themselves. Please, in everything you're going through, it is an isolated case that happened to you. It has nothing to do with your children. And every time you bring forward your problem with your husband, you're putting your children in an emotional state where it will be difficult for them to navigate life. They need to be stable. I'm sure you know how complicated the life we are living is. So imagine a child trying to pass mathematics, and all he's thinking now is how my father treated my mother. That child will begin to have poor grades. That child will begin to do poorly in business because they will constantly be distracted. This is why, if it's possible to shield your children from your marital challenges as a mother, please do it. Just know, I had this one. They are not by accident. The marriage may be an accident, as it were, but the children are not an accident. So that's why there are no illegitimate children. Every child is a legitimate child. The relationship that brought them might be an illegitimate relationship, but there are no illegitimate child. Hence, everything you do as a mother, nurture this child properly. Keep your challenges away from your children. My son will never know what I'm going through, no matter how hard he tries. He tries, he probes, he knows certain things are not right, but it's not for him to know because he can't do anything. My focus is for him to pay attention to his own life. My life must not model up his own. So as a mother, nurture your children, and above all, nurture their destinies.
Now, you said something about women being a little bit disoriented when it comes to certain stages with the process of the role of being a mother. I want to ask, how can a woman care for her our mental health, our mental state of mind. How does she how should she, handle this state of her mind mentally, psychologically, when it gets to that stage and when it gets to that point whereby she's disoriented? And because of the role she's carrying as a woman, she still wants to keep pressing on, pushing on, everything in her to make sure she arrives, safely, and the children are on the safe. What does she have to do to put all this together so that our mental state can also be well, managed and well, handled? Yes, thank you.
Okay, Olori, I'm sure that a lot of people are watching this. Can I engage you in a brief therapy session? Would that be okay? That's okay. All right, let me ask, can you please tell me 5 things that will not happen to your children or your husband, God forbid, should you pass away today? 5 things that will not happen to them because I am not here. Because I'm not here, these are the 5 things that will not happen to my children, that will not happen to my spouse. Can you tell us?
Okay.
5? If you can successfully give us 5 things that will not happen, I'll give you ₦1 million.
I don't need the ₦1 million. Don't worry. I know one thing is this: they are prayerful. They can handle their prayer life. Number 2, they're independent. They have a way they manage even their finances. They have taught me lessons on that. Also,
don't tell me the things you can do. Tell me the things that will not happen. 5 things that will not happen because you're not here.
I can't picture that.
So it means that every single human being is dispensable in the life of another person. If I die today, my son will still attain the height that has been ordained for him. So I am not a significant member of his life if I choose not to be. If I choose to be, so be it. But if I am taken today, he will get to everywhere he will get to. All he needs is just to stay focused. Help will arise. So, woman, just know that if you do not do it, it will still be done. Women believe that if they don't do it, no one else can do it. That's why they get themselves muddled up. And also, can you begin to prioritize your own health? Most of the violent diseases and ailments we have, autoimmune diseases, you find them with women than you find them with men. It's because their emotions are littered here and there. I mentioned the last time that your emotion and your immunity share the same life. So prioritize. If the child cannot bath himself, let him go to school like that. It won't change anything. Do you know how many children who appear in school without taking their bath? Instead of killing yourself, trying to give the child a bath and then trying to cook at the same time and pack box at the same time, then you're dying. You become so useless at the end of the day. The second one is every woman should practice mindfulness. Mindfulness. And what do I mean? We are practicing too much of mindful. Your mind is too full, but can you practice mindfulness? Mindfulness is be mindful of yourself too many times. Get out of your roles. Get out of your responsibilities. Just be all by yourself. Concentrate on yourself. Most people won't believe my age. And if I tell you the kind of things I do, they are so childish. When I'm using any staircase, I count stairs. I count stairs. You'll be shocked. At my age, I count stairs. Sometimes I intentionally, just to get myself out of my mood, I count my steps. If I'm walking from here to the gate, I want to see how many steps will I take from here to the gate. Women should practice mindfulness. In fact, sometimes sit down and count your breath. How many times have I taken a breath? How many times would I breathe in 10 minutes? You count. While you're doing those things, you're taking your minds off your stressors. You're taking your mind off your stressors. So let them practice those 2 things. It will help them. There is no other magic. There is no other magic. Thinking that people will mock you for not cooking for your children. I beg your pardon. Did you open your kitchen to them? Did you put it on the newspaper? You understand what I'm saying? Provide for the children, let them take care of themselves, and then outsource if you have the capacity. Outsource. Learn to outsource some things. With little kobo, 10 naira here and there, you outsource some things. Don't kill yourself. Truth is, the children for whom you're doing this thing, when they succeed, may their success not meet you in your grave or on sick bed. It will be pressure on those children if by the time they start making the money that they should use to take care of you, they are now spending it on hospital bill. If you get my point.
I do get your point, and I really believe in what you're saying because it has helped me. I won't lie to you. You know, I was saying it that they are independent, so they have taught me certain things that I never even, you understand, would easily walk into. They have taught me, and that's it. But now I want to ask Oluremi, as we take our last question, because our time is fast spent. Is there any spiritual role by mothers in the life of their children? Is there any spiritual role that, you know, in the life of the children, in the life of, you know, that the mother will play in the life of the children? Is there any spiritual role? And finally, your advice to our single mothers who are taking the role and the bold step of a father and a mother at the same time, whether by circumstance or by voluntary or involuntary, you know. So that's my final question that you need to help us round up on.
All right, thank you. When we talk about spiritual role, everybody's looking at prayer and Bible study or the study of spiritual books. Those are fine, but there are some roles you take that are quite spiritual without us knowing. I'm going to give this example using a close friend. Dr. Oshofora has a hospital. He would have built that hospital in a highbrow area, but he said he had a divine instruction to build a hospital in the locality where he built it, where the people could barely afford his price. The people there could barely afford his price. Dr. Shofora has taken delivery of children, you know, who had to, mothers who had to go through cesarean session to put to bed without a dime. In fact, there was one he did that for almost how many months? I can't remember the number of months right now. The woman and the child were in his hospital because the father bolted. He was feeding them, taking care of them medically and otherwise. It was his wife who woke up one day and went in search of the man. Say, uncle, come back, come and take your child. And this man said it, that his children will never be stranded. That's his spiritual rule. He has never said, I prayed for my children. And guess what? His last daughter is serving right now. And where the child is serving, somebody asked her, who is your father? Because people don't get posted here. Ordinary people don't get posted here. And the girl laughed and said, my father is this man. The woman didn't know the name because the name did not strike any chord. So your spiritual role is not basically on your children. How do you treat other people's children? The law of sowing and reaping. The law of sowing and reaping says that you will reap what you sow. It never said you will reap where you sowed. Are you getting it now? So whatever it is you sow, you will reap it. So if I send a particular child through school, that child is not indebted to come and repay me. But you see what I sowed in that child's life, I will reap it somewhere, not in that child. That is what the law of sowing and reaping states. So what exactly do you want to reap in your children? Sow it. You may not reap it from where you sowed it, but you will definitely reap what you sowed. That's a spiritual responsibility. And you can add to that your battle on your knees and constantly use your words. Speak what you want to see in your children because what you are calling is coming.
Wow. What you are calling is coming. Thank you so very much. I feel fulfilled as a woman. I feel proud, I feel fulfilled, and I feel I am, you know, added more to whatever it is I've been doing, and I still need to do more. And I want to believe that our viewers are also feeling the same way. Thank you so very much, Oluremi Lawal. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for always helping us. Thank you for always, you know, charging us at every point in time. And I pray mothers, fathers out there, or those who are even walking into that path, and our young generations also will pick something from what we have learned, not just one or two, many. And sure, I have many topics for you from this topic. If I have more than 5 topics, well, look at me alone, and you're going to call me and digest this and trash it, because it is where the parenting coach comes in. I want to say big thank you so much. Thank you. Any lovely day. We love you. We appreciate God's grace over your life. Thank you so much. On that note, it's time for us to roll our button, as tomorrow is going to be another wonderful day. Tomorrow, my inheritance. Give me my inheritance. So if you don't give me my inheritance, mommy, give me my inheritance. What is so special about this inheritance? Why our young ones killing, fighting their parents just to get their inheritance? My inheritance. When is the right time for our children to demand or to ask for their inheritance? Do they even have the right to do that? This and many more, we'll be talking about it tomorrow. And what is inheritance? Is it just money on property or much more? Let us pray that tomorrow is going to be another wonderful day. I believe today has come, and we have come to the end of today's show. Thank you to everyone who has made today's show a great success. From our supervising producer, Mr. Teslim Ajayi, to all the cameramen, the editor, our HOP, thank you everyone from there. Thank you. If I can't mention your name, just forgive me. We love you, we appreciate you. Please share today's show, this episode, share it, send it to your loved ones, send comments, let's hear what you have to say, and I believe you'll be fulfilled at the end of the day, so that you will not stand against you in the court of law someday in the future. My name is Remain Olori. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a splendid day. Bye for now.